Growing together. March 19, 2015. Life has many twists and turns, and every once in a while you find yourself accumulating stress, and not the good stress that motivates you to get things done, but the heavy stress. The stress that is treacherous and crafty and has a way of deflating all good parts of your happiness and health. What is most affected by stress are your relationships. Regardless if your relationships are new, old, friend, romantic, or professional, stress has a way of adding strain and restricts any positive developments from happening. Can you identify where in your own person, home, workplace, or anywhere else that stress added unwanted pressure and hardship? When you finally become aware of stress and of its physical effect on you, sometimes the home you thought of as a haven or sanctuary from the rest of the world becomes uncomfortable, especially if the stress has affected anyone that is living with you. If permitted, stress will undermine bonds that were once thought as being tight and definite, and has the ability to challenge any relationship. But stress doesn't have to tear you and your relationships apart, when you can grow closer together, helping each other face what has made the stress so prominent. There is not a day where you don't meet stress. Some of what you meet is easy and passes like a light breeze. But you do have to face the more difficult challenges that causes more penetrating stress occasionally. Don't push those away that have the potential of being the support you need when you are struggling through something. Allow yourself to be drawn to those that are of comfort and support, and allow yourself to be close to them instead of permitting walls of separation to form. Beautiful bright hearts, you know by now there are some things in life you cannot control. There are diseases infecting healthy people, lack of job security in the workforce, poor economy, unexpected damaging weather, and other things that you have no control over. This does not mean you cannot feel for someone who has been diagnosed with a disease that has a low survival rate, or feel anxious when the company you've been working has to downsize. Your feelings are a part of you. But what is important, dear ones, is direct your focus on the positives instead of always assuming the negative. Every time you negatively assume, you are adding more pressure to what you are dealing with that happened that was beyond your control. When challenges occur, reduce your need to pass blame or to criticize. Blaming and criticizing others is terribly destructive to any relationship that had the potential of becoming more, and can shrink those that were strong. Don't alienate your best friend, spouse, or friendly coworker just because a bump in life came and made you sit up straighter. Make the troubling situation become an opportunity for you to draw strength from those close to you that you have a connection with. Not only will it bring you closer and make your relationship stronger, but by allowing someone to help you work through the difficult moment, you minimize the size of stress, and quickly it is gone or at least manageable. If you are going through a family crisis, don't shut each member out. Acknowledge that each family member has concerns and may be struggling to understand what is going on. It is too easy to become defensive. When things become intense, put your egos aside and reach out to each other. Hear what each member has to say, acknowledge that their feelings are important and their concerns are just as important as your own. Learn to work together. You just might find you have more in common than just being spouse, mother, or father. So many dear souls struggle with their emotions and how they react or respond to them when life throws them an unexpected curveball. Instead of reacting with heat and hostility, respond. Response and reaction are different. When you choose to respond, your emotional need to react becomes lessened and more tempered because you are flowing with the need to promote peace and unity. When you choose to respond instead of react, you are giving room for positive emotions and feelings to emerge, so your compassion and understanding will envelop you and empower deeper connections. Remember, beautiful bright hearts, stress doesn't just happen. It is there for a reason. It is up to you to look back and to identify what was the source of your stress and when you brought the stress into your relationships, regardless if the relationships are new or old, platonic, romantic, or professional. Working together is the key ingredient to maintaining healthy relationships. When you purposely work together, You build effective listening skills as you work on understanding each other and respecting that every person has feelings and their feelings are as significant as your own. You know not everyone is at the same level of understanding. Even your spouse, children, brother, co-worker, friend, etc. all have different levels of understanding that differs from your own. See each new experience, the no-stress ones and the stress-filled ones, as opportunities to encourage each other instead of treating them negatively and with discord. When you have moments of self-doubt, reach out to someone near to you. Even if you barely know them, such a simple action for comfort demonstrates faith and encourages respect for all involved. Don't just wait for the next stress-filled moment to happen to make every moment a positive opportunity to encourage one another. Encourage each other every day. Helping others to feel more confident helps raise your own personal happiness and makes you glow from the inside out. When you are facing something difficult, learn to differentiate what the actual problem is from your relationships. Many friendships have been dissolved simply because an outside stress-filled situation became more than the relationship. Feeling became hurt, irreversible words were said, and so forth. When something stressful is confused with a relationship being the problem, what you are doing is adding poison to your feelings of the other person. Remember, they are people too. They are not the stress. If they don't understand, help them understand. Open up to them, be gentle but honest. Relationships don't grow when you keep things inside. Relationships grow from sharing, and sharing creates tighter bonds of unity and togetherness. When you are dealing with something stressful with a friend, partner, or someone else, reaffirm how much you appreciate them and you are glad they are in your life. Demonstrating gratitude for those that have helped you weather your storms validates your commitment to the relationship. Learn to forgive, not just the person who said something out of line or didn't understand where you were coming from, but forgive yourself for thinking so shallow and negatively. Forgive the situation from occurring, and embrace what you have learned and how you have grown as a result, closer and more united than ever before. When you let the people you are connected to know how much you appreciate them often, you deepen their value to you and help dissolve any lingering doubts that were created by stress during the difficult situations. Beautiful bright hearts, don't be too proud to ask for help. We know you want to do things on your own and be your own savior, but sometimes you have to reach to another, and that does not ever make you weak. Sometimes when you lose your objective, seeking another who is not emotionally involved is exactly what you need. There are supportive people all around you that are willing to share their wisdom without bias that will help strengthen any weak bond stress helped to create. Before we end this week's transmission, can you think of a time recently that stress created issues for any of your relationships? If you can recall any, how did you maintain the strength of relationship, or did a relationship or two become weakened as a result? Every situation and experience comes with important growth and development opportunities. Beautiful bright hearts, even if you find yourself consumed by the negative energy and feelings of a situation, remember there are just as many positives, and it is the positives that deserves your focus so you can move on clearly, and with faith in yourself and in the strength of the connections you have in your relationships. When you listen and share with one another, you learn and grow together. And so it is. I'm Ascended Master, Lady Nada through Julie Miller. SpiritualNetworks.com